The method we teach is called values-based social design, and it's a design method, and I want to say where it fits into the constellation of design methods. There's some that it's designed to replace, and others that it serves a nice complement to, and ideally you combine multiple things in your design practice, and I'll tell you where this fits in. So it replaces ideas about how to iterate, how to do user research, and how to characterize the user. So it replaces things like design thinking, jobs to be done, agile. And it also replaces things like personas and various user research methodologies. And it replaces older, fuzzier, more goodwill-oriented, values-based design methods, like Batya Friedman's value-sensitive design. But values-based social design is definitely not the only thing you need in your design practice. One thing we don't focus on, which, to be clear, I think is very, very important, is who's in the room when you're designing. I recommend that designers combine what we teach with methodologies that are explicitly about that. Participatory design, co-design, design justice, that kind of stuff. These are great complements to values-based social design, and I hope that we, together with these other communities, we can weave together some best practices that combine both. I also want to mention a third kind of thing in the design landscape. These are things that we might replace or we might not, depending on your design project. So, if you're making a film, or a video game, or a novel, you're designing an experience for your reader or viewer or participant. You know what you want them to experience, perhaps. You want them to be confused at this part of the film, hopeful, scared, and so on. So you're designing an experience for them. And this kind of situation where the author knows exactly what each participant should go through is not what values-based social design is about. When you think about a democratic mechanism, when you think about a social network, this is not a designed experience in the same manner as a film or even a video game. And it shouldn't be, because what matters in these experiences is what the participant wants to do, not what's been designed for them. So depending on what exactly you're making, you may want to pay more attention to experience design, or maybe experience design is actually the wrong tool and you want values-based social design. Similarly, if you're making a tool like a hammer or video editing software, and you know exactly what the user wants to get done, things like usability and UX take the fore. You want to scoot the user along so that they accomplish their goal with the minimum friction necessary. But this also, I think, is not the right framework for a democracy or a social network. We don't want to scoot the user along anywhere. We want the user to come to their own bearings and figure out what they want to do. And they need an environment in which to do that. So this is another place where sometimes, depending on what you're building, UX or usability might take the fore. Other times what you want is values-based social design. So hopefully this gives you a sense of the landscape of design methods and where we fit in, and whether our classes and textbook will be useful to you.